Good morning everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we have a couple of exercises for prenatal. So these exercises can actually be performed by everyone. However, this repertoire was originally intended for prenatal workouts. For this, all you're going to need is a flex band and the big stability ball. For now, I'm going to leave the ball on the side and we're just going to start with the flex band. Just start warming up a little bit. So you're going to take the flex band and have it in your hands. You don't want to have it super taut, just a little bit loose right in front of you. Your legs hip distance apart and make sure your arms are not coming over the shoulder height, yeah, just around your chest. We're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to tap the toes behind you and you're going to extend that flex band at the same time. Inhale to come back in and exhale to tap the toes and open the hands. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see better. Now from here, I'm going to leave up to you to decide how far do you want to go. See how you feel more comfortable. So you just go behind you. If you want, you can just tap the toes right there and come back in. If you feel like you can go with a challenge, go into a lounge and come back in. So you choose how far and how challenging you can do it. See how you feel and try the different exercises. Exhale every time you go back. Inhale as you come back in. Good, let's go for another two. And last one. And come back in, and we're going to switch towards the other leg. So again, go back and come back in. As you go back, you extend those arms and then you let them come back in. See how far you want to go with your legs. Good. And in, two more. And back in. Good. Hopefully we are warming up here a little bit. We're going to leave the flex band for now. And we're going to take the stability ball. Now we're going to do a couple of exercises just standing up. So we want to have a wall nearby us. See in which corner of the house can you find an empty wall. And we're going to be lying the ball against the wall. We're going to be doing squats. So I'm going to stand on the side so you can see properly the position. You want to have the legs hip distance apart, and we want to have the ball somewhere around your lower back. So find the right position, and from here you're going to take an inhale and you're going to start going down and exhale as you press back up. Inhale as you go down. Exhale to press up. Make sure you're pressing through those feet. Make sure you're having even weight on both of your feet. Good. And make sure you're keeping your back straight. All of your back should be in a straight line. We want to avoid every time you come up that you press the upper body up and you go into that position. That's not the right position. We want to be in that straight line. Good. Make sure you're pressing those sit bones right behind you. And make sure those knees are not coming over the feet, yeah? Maximum halfway through the feet. Good. And if you're ready for the challenge, we're going to add a little bit more on this exercise. If not, you can always stay on this exercise of these squats up and down. Now let's go down. And as we exhale and come up, find your balance and lift one of your foot and bring it back down as you go down, and find that balance and lift the other foot. You will choose how far you want to go with that leg. If you want to go all the way up, if you feel like you're up for the challenge, go for it. If you want, just lift the feet a couple of inches off the floor. I'm going to leave that up to you. You know your range of work right here. Find that range of motion for yourself. let's go for another 2. Last 1. Good, and bring that feet down. And let's change into a side. So, we want to keep the ball against the wall again. And we want to bring it somewhere around the hip. Yeah, we're gonna press that hip against the wall and against the ball. We can have the arm on top of the ball, or you can have it against the wall. Find which position suits you better. And from here, we're gonna lift that foot. We're gonna bend that knee from the leg that is up against the ball. And we're just gonna move that hip up and down. So you see, the other leg is staying straight. We're not bending that knee. All we're doing is moving that hip up and down. You should be feeling this workout on the supporting leg. Let's go for another 2. Exhale every time you bring it up. Inhale as you go down. Last 1. Good. And let's change towards the other side. I'm going to change over here. And we're going to bring that ball right around hip height. Good. Press onto that ball. Stand up straight and bend that inner leg. And from here, support yourself and just go up and down with that hip. You see, neither of the knees are moving. The supporting one is staying straight. The other one is staying bent. And we are just moving the hip up and down. Good. Let's go for another 2. Good. Last 1. Good. Hopefully you feel all that on that supporting leg. Great. Let's sit down on the ball just for the final stretch. So you're going to be sitting with your legs a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Find which position is going to be more comfortable for you. We're going to be flexing over the legs. So find the space with the belly that you have at the moment. And from here, keep your hands on your legs. We're going to take an inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to start flexing forward, going all the way down, sliding those hands on your legs. Go as far as you can go. Take an inhale down there. And exhale as you roll all the way back up. Good. Let's do that one more time. Go one vertebra at a time as you roll down. Take an inhale down there. And exhale, bringing again one vertebra at a time. Back into that straight position. The head is the last thing to come up. And we're going to bring the flex band right behind our back. So we want to have it somewhere around middle of the back, just under those shoulder blades. And bring the ends right in front of you. And we want to keep that shoulder, that elbow right behind you, just 1 centimeter or 2. When you're in this position, the flex band behind you can be a little bit loose, then it's okay. And from here, make sure you're not pressing your shoulders up, so make sure those shoulders are down. And we're going to take an inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to press those arms, extend those elbows, and open in like a V shape, so a little bit towards the sides and the front. And inhale as you bring it back in. Exhale as you press, and if you look at your arms, you're making a good V shape there. And bring it back in. Good. Let's keep extending those elbows and bending back in. Make sure you're not bringing your hands higher than your shoulders. We don't want to bring them up there. Just shoulder or a little bit lower. Good. Let's go for another 2. And last one. Good. Now, from here, you can keep the flex band around your back like that, and you're just gonna cross it in front of you. If this is not very comfortable for you, you can always bring the flex band and put it under your sit bones. So you just put it on top of the ball and you sit right on top of it, and you have the flex band available for you there. Now, you choose which one of these 2 is going to work better, especially if at this time you're having a bigger belly. I'm going to bring it behind my back. And from here, we want to go into a little bit of external rotation. So we're going to have that right elbow glue right next to our waist. We're going to have it flex right there, and we want to make sure you have the flex band somewhere in between the index finger and that thumb, so we're not doing anything weird with that wrist either. So from here, you're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to press with that arm out and inhale to return. And you can always play around how tight you want to have that flex band according to the tension you can bear with. And back in. I like to say that this movement is something that we always do. Imagine that you're opening that fridge and closing it back in. And back, good. Exhale every time you rotate, and inhale every time you come back in. Good. Let's go for another 2. Last one. And on the next one now, we're going to rotate the arm, and we're going to rotate the upper body as well. And bring it back in. So we're going with the whole upper body into that rotation. Make sure you're keeping that pelvis down, hip bones pointing towards the front, and you're just rotating that upper body. And bring it back in. Ensure your head is going with it, so keep your head, your face right on top of your chest. Let's do one more here. And you should have felt those external and internal obliques as you twist. They're helping you out to rotate. Now, let's go with the other arm. So, keeping that elbow glued to your body. You're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to rotate towards the other side with that arm, with that hand, and bring it back in. Good. And come back. Make sure you're keeping that elbow glued to your body, and you have that flex band somewhere there between the index finger and the thumb. Good. Hope you're feeling that rotation on your shoulder. Let's go for another 2. Bring it in, good. And in, and now we're going to rotate with the whole upper body as we rotate that hand as well, that arm out, and come back in. And in, feel those obliques helping you rotate, helping you twist. Good. Let's go for another 2. Exhale every time you rotate. And inhale to come back in. Good. We can release that flex band for now. I'm just gonna leave it on the side. And we are gonna be sitting on top of the ball. Now, for this exercise, we want to make sure you have socks that they have grip underneath, or you have sticky mats under your feet, or if you are barefoot, before you start sliding, make sure that you can control your body with your feet on the ground. So you need to make sure you have those grip socks, or you have something that is keeping you right there in place. Now, I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see better from there. So, we're gonna be sitting up straight on that ball, hands on the side, and we're gonna slowly start walking our body down on that ball. And once we reach that place where in that incline position, make sure you're not resting all of your upper body in there, you're just in that incline position. We're gonna here go into an imprint and release. So, I'm gonna take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're gonna go into that imprint position, so feel your lower abs bringing your hip bones up and releasing back to neutral. Good, so if you want, put your hands on those hip bones and try and feel how they go up and back, down. Exhale as they come up, and inhale as they go down. Let's do this one more time. Everybody's range of motion might be different. It all depends how far along the pregnancy you are, so don't look at the images thinking if you're doing it right or wrong. Just feel it on your lower abdominals, feel those hip bones coming up. Now, from this position, we're gonna keep doing that imprint, but from here, we're gonna go into that imprint, and then we're gonna keep pressing those hips up. We're gonna go into those hip rolls. Your gaze looking straight. Take an inhale up here, and exhale as you start rolling all the way back down. So this is the same movement as the hip rolls when we do it down on the mat. Inhale, exhale, go through that imprint and keep pressing those hips up. And take an inhale up here, and exhale as you roll all the way back down. You can have your hands by the ball, or you can bring your hands behind your head if you want to do it a little bit more challenging. Inhale up here, and exhale to roll all the way back down. Let's do 2 more here. Good. Last time. Good, then bring your hands by the side of the ball, and we're gonna walk ourselves right back up. Good. And let's do a little bit of a stretch just before we finish up. So we're gonna be sitting up straight on top of that ball. And we're gonna inhale and bring the right arm up. And as you exhale, you're gonna flex towards the side. Make sure you find that C curve on the side of the body. Feel those abdominals pushing in and feel the stretch on the other side. Take an inhale here and exhale as you come back with that arm. Let's go with the opposite arm. Inhale all the way up and exhale as you flex over. Inhale here and exhale to return. Let's do this one more time. Inhale up, exhale as you flex. Inhale as you stay, and exhale to return. Last one. And return back to center. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you get the time to practice. Of course, if you want at home, you can repeat these exercises quite a few more times. See how your body is feeling. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on my next video.